Hi, my name is Matt Lee. I am a professor in IDLS here at JMU. So on Monday this week, Madison Matters released a video where we interviewed 3 JMU students who were impacted by the rescindment of DACA.
You know, there's still that sadness and that stress. I mean, I'd be lying if I said that this hasn't affected my studies and like how I carry myself around campus, because sometimes I get in a really dark place and I think like, is going to school still like worth it? Because, you know, what am I going to be able to do after my DACA expires? I think the next steps right now that people can take is to keep petitioning their local government, their state representatives, and also taking the time to make sure that, you know, our university is also doing all it can to support DACA students. Making sure that the issue doesn't fade to the back burner. As soon as we stop talking about it, that's when, you know, nothing gets done.
On Tuesday and Wednesday of this week, we also posted some links on our Facebook page describing what impact the rescindment of DACA has had to both students at JMU as well as students on other campuses. DACA was a policy created by President Obama back in 2012. It stands for the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals Act, DACA. And basically what the act does is that it allows children who are brought here illegally by their parents to be able to stay in the United States. They receive a reprieve from deportation, and they're allowed to receive work papers so they can stay here and work legally in this country. One thing that Madison Matters really cares about, and one thing that we're studying, is the campus climate here at JMU. One thing that we know that is happening nationwide is that many students who were affected by the rescindment of DACA are now reporting greater symptoms of depression, anxiety, trouble concentrating, trouble sleeping, as well as difficulties with homework and other academic issues. Psychologists have already found that DACA recipients, after they become eligible for DACA services, actually report fewer symptoms of depression. And interestingly, this seems to be an effect that gets passed on to their children, so that their children may also experience fewer symptoms of depression. So 3 weeks ago here at JMU, there was a campus march and protest to support Dreamers, who were the students affected by the DACA rescindment. The march was organized by the Latino Student Alliance here at JMU, as well as other participating student organizations and interested faculty and staff who supported the march. The goals of the march were to raise awareness about DACA, as well as support our JMU students who were impacted by the rescindment of the act. One of the secondary goals of the DACA march was to try to make JMU what's called a sanctuary campus. Now, being a sanctuary campus is a designation that many campuses and universities are starting to take on themselves. What it means to be a sanctuary campus is that administrators at the university are actually providing resources such as legal services, confidential mental health and economic services, as well as providing information about tuition and scholarships to students who may identify as being a recipient of DACA. So for those who don't know, Madison Matters is a research and advocacy project in which we've been investigating JMU students' experiences of what's called the campus climate for the past few years. Campus climate refers to structures and practices that can tell us how warm and inclusive the JMU environment is, or how cold and exclusive and discriminatory the environment might be. I'm sure many of you could imagine that if you were a JMU student here who was also a DACA recipient, with the news that DACA has just been rescinded, you are likely experiencing feelings of exclusion from other students here at JMU. Maybe you're very confused about what reality you might be facing in the next few years. And so one thing that Madison Matters has been trying to do in partnerships with different organizations on campus is to try to promote a more cohesive and safe campus climate. So what can we do as a community for our DACA students? What we can do to help our students and help improve the campus climate might be different based on our role here at the university. If you're an administrator, for example, one thing you might be involved in is to help to try to make JMU a sanctuary campus. Another thing you could do, perhaps if you're faculty, working in Res Life, you're a counselor, is to try to help enhance our DACA students' ability to stay resilient in such tough times. If you're a friend, if you're a student, showing up at events like this campus march that happened a few weeks ago, getting educated about DACA, and being a source of social support for your classmates who are DACA recipients can be a huge help. in times like this. So I really want to encourage you to think about what can you be doing to make the campus climate better for our DACA students, our dreamers at JMU. Let us know in the comments below what you think you can do to help make the campus climate better here at JMU, especially for our DACA students. And if you like the content that you're seeing here on our channel, subscribe to us on YouTube, and you can also follow us on Facebook at Madison Matters JMU. Thanks for watching.